Hey everybody, look at the things I have purchased. You ever look at something that you've done and you think to yourself, how? How and why? The Nintendo Switch is already somehow 4 years old since the beginning of this month, and it just makes me feel like time has passed super quick, and it's a little depressing. But hey, who needs depression when you have video games? That'll fix it. So a while back, I tossed around the idea of doing a Nintendo Switch backlog video. Some of you guys seemed pretty into that idea, and I just haven't done it yet. And now with the Switch anniversary, I thought I would kind of show you guys, not even just my backlog, but I'm just going to show you my entire Switch collection, because the majority of it is my backlog. This is just something quick and simple that I just wanted to share with you guys, just for funsies, for old time's sake. Little break from the keyboard stuff, little break from having to edit a full-on game review or anything like that. Just gonna sit back and chill and relax and show off some video games. And if that seems weird to you, or you're like, who would watch this? You click the video, bud. Like, comment, and subscribe. So this I keep hitting the microphone. So this is just the collection that I have amassed over the time of 4 years. It may look like it is a lot of games, and it kind of is. I mean, to some of you, you're like, amateur. You call that a collection? I call that one shelf. But enough about that, let's get into the collection. Starting with the games that I have actually beaten. This is it. And of course, we're going to start off with what was probably a lot of people's first Switch game, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, this was actually my second time purchasing the game. I had it for Wii U, I bought it on launch day on Wii U, and I played through the game. I didn't get my Switch until August of 2017, which was a few months after it launched in March, but I wanted it on Switch. I traded in the Breath of the Wild version. Sorry, I traded in the Wii U version of Breath of the Wild, and I got the Switch version. Next is Mario Odyssey. I love this game. I'm not gonna like super go into all these games because we're gonna be here forever, and I just want to film this real quick and edit. So I should probably stop rambling and actually move on. That would be generally a pretty good idea, honestly. I don't know why I haven't done that yet. Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. I decided to go for Eevee because Pikachu, you know, been there, done that, let's go Eevee. And so I did, and I had no regrets. Next we have The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. I played through this in just a couple of weeks when it came out, and I had a lot of fun with it. I'd never really played the Game Boy version, so this was kind of my first time, and I really got into it. I actually do plan to probably play this again really soon. The art style was really cute, it was really fitting for this game. I kind of would like to see a remake of Oracle of Ages and Seasons done, maybe in this style. Not $60 for each, let's put them both on one cartridge for maybe 60 bucks or 50 bucks. This game is great, but $60 was a bit much. Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. I always wanted to play Tales of Vesperia. I had an Xbox 360 back in the day, but I just never picked the game up. It was an era where I wasn't playing JRPGs anymore, so I kind of missed the boat. But when this one came out, I was actually able to sit through and play it and finish it over the course of a month, which, if you know me and you've seen my JRPG backlog, that's rare for me. It was actually the first Tales game that I finished, and I haven't finished any others since, but I do plan to, because this really made me enjoy the series. Next we have SteamWorld Dig 2. I did actually a review on this game a while back. I think I was sent the review code back then, but I picked up a physical copy since because I just loved the game so much that I wanted to have it on my shelf. It's a fantastic game if you're into Metroidvania style games at all. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I actually have the collector's edition sitting back right there, that red box. Right there is it. It's got like an art book, comes in a big fancy box. I think our version didn't have much more than the art book, but yeah, I loved it. It was great. But I will say, as much as I like it, I think I like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 a little bit more. Maybe because I finished this one before I finished that game. I was able to play through this one without any interruption. I loved it. I loved the characters. I loved Rex and Pyra. I got really attached to the characters in that game. It made me cry. If an RPG can make you cry, it's a good RPG. I love this game, and I'm absolutely excited that Pyra and Mythra are in Smash. I've been devastating my friends as Pyra, and they hate me for it, and I just love it. Okay, so those were the games that I've actually finished, that I've actually played all the way through. Now we're getting to the bulk of the collection, which are games that I more or less either have not finished, have not started, or they just don't really have an ending. So next we have Dragon Quest, I almost said Dragon Age, Dragon Quest 11. If you're a JRPG fan and you haven't picked this up, I do recommend picking up this version, or at least, you know, maybe the PC version of the definitive edition. It's absolutely great. Next we have Everspace. Everspace, if you're not familiar, is a 3D space flight combat roguelite. You try to advance as far as you can until you die. In those runs, you get parts and you get currencies and stuff to upgrade your ship. It's got a nice little gameplay loop like that. So if you're into roguelites, but you're also into like Star Fox or Jedi Starfighter or like just different space combat games, Everspace is one that you should definitely check out. Forager, not a lot to say here. It's a great game. I've spent a lot of time on the PC version and even more time on the Switch version. I've talked about it at length in a review, which is one of my more popular videos. If you haven't seen that, I'll link it here so you can learn all about it. Bioshock, the collection. You know what? Technically, I could consider this one to be in the beaten pile. I just have not played the Switch version yet. I picked it up for like $10, so I was like, you know, why not add Bioshock to my Switch collection? The only problem is, tiny little label right there says that it requires a download. So yeah, it's a physical game card in here, but it requires 31 gigabytes of data to be saved onto your Switch or your SD card. So when I feel like playing this, I will clear out the space for that. Snack World, the Dungeon Crawl Gold Edition. This is from Level 5, who I think recently announced that they weren't releasing any more games in the West, which is really depressing because I love Level 5. They make great games. This is considered by some to be sort of a successor to Fantasy Life, which is my favorite 3DS game. I understand that Snack World is a very different game than Fantasy Life, and I have yet to actually play it. I'm looking forward to checking it out. Next one. This one is one I consider to be a bit of an accomplishment. That is Ring Fit Adventure. The reason I consider it to be an accomplishment is because it's kind of easy to get it now, but about a year ago or sometime last year when the pandemic first started, it was really hard to get your hands on a copy of Ring Fit. Everyone was staying home and wanted to lose weight, so everybody was buying Ring Fit. Now everybody has it and has stopped using it, so it's a lot easier to get. But I did get this. I managed to get it at retail at a time when it was hard to get at retail, and so I'm glad that I have it. And as you can tell, I've played it quite a bit. That's a joke. I haven't played it very much, but I'm planning to play it soon while I try to keep active. Mortal Kombat 11. I haven't really played Mortal Kombat in years, so I thought, you know, I'll add another fighting game to the list. So here it is. Picked it up for not very much. Also, very tiny label, requires a download. It's not as big at 20 gigs, but, you know, worth knowing. This is The Escapists 2. Got it for about $7, brand new, and I played a little bit of it. I enjoy it. It's a game I can see myself picking up and playing for little spouts here and there. Atelier Ryza 2. I really wanted to try Atelier Ryza 1 for a long time. I wanted to get a physical Switch copy, but if you guys know, here in the States, physical Switch copies of Ryza 1 were really hard to come by, and they did start to reprint them around the end of 2020, so it was possible to pick some up at around $40, but before that, they're more close to like $90 to $100 for a copy. So I was like, nah, son. So I ended up having to settle for the PS4 version, only then for the Switch reprints to start coming out. I was like, seriously? But now apparently even the PS4 version's kind of rare. So, you know, I have yet to beat that game. I did play quite a bit of it and I really enjoyed it. So I decided to pick up 2. I actually pre-ordered it just in case. So I have the copy secured. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. I beat the PS3 version back in the day. Dragon's Dogma is one of my favorite games ever. They need to release a sequel. They need to release it here in the States. Capcom, please, we get it. You know, Resident Evil is cool. Give us more of this. Next up is Crosscode. This is the Asian English version. I played quite a bit of Crosscode a couple years ago when Game Pass first came to PC, Xbox Game Pass that is. I really liked it. I really wanted a physical version, so I picked this one up from Play Asia. Crosscode is a fantastic game. Haven't finished it, but I have heard so many good things about it in my comments. I'm looking forward to enjoying the Switch version for quite some time. Next is Mario 3D All-Stars. I mainly bought this to play Mario Sunshine and Mario Galaxy. I love Mario Galaxy and have been wanting to replay it for years, and I have never played Mario Sunshine because I just didn't have a GameCube. It's classic 3D Mario. What could you dislike about it? Animal Crossing New Horizons. If you're watching this, the chances are you've probably played this one too. And yeah, I played for like 2 or 3 months straight when it came out a year ago now. Haven't touched it since. I got to my 5-star island. I got kind of done with checking it every day, and I have not touched it since, but I am tempted to go back in there and check things out. It's Animal Crossing. Need I say more? Next, we have Astral Chain, a game I am very close to finishing, but for some reason just have not. It is a lot of fun. This is a Nintendo published game, and I managed to snag it for 20 bucks because it's the European version. I'll probably finish this one pretty soon. Next is a game that I picked up on a whim. I've heard a lot of good things about this game, but I never played it back in the day. SpongeBob. The SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Never played the original version. I think I was a little older when the original version came out, so I wasn't really playing these types of games at that point. I was too cool. I was playing Halo, but you know, whatever. It was 20 bucks from Gamefly. I plan to hop into this one here and there when I get the itch for a 3D platformer that is not Mario. It's got some silly humor. It's SpongeBob, and it's fun. I like it. The Messenger. It is a great game. I do really enjoy what I've played of it. I just have not gotten that far because I need to have the patience for a more challenging platformer style game. There are just those moments where, you know, you gotta be in the mood for the game in order to really enjoy it, and so I'm saving it for the time I am in the mood. Next, it's Smash. I mean, who doesn't own Smash if you own a Switch? Probably a lot of people. It's Smash. You know, what could you not like about Smash? Other than maybe the community. Next is Katamari Damacy Reroll. Not a very long game, so you're probably like, how could you not finish it? I don't know. I really like Katamari to the point where I want to savor it. I don't want to finish it. I don't want it to end. I have the Vita Katamari game, and I've played a lot of it. I think I kind of more or less had that one finished, or I'm at the end of it, but I just don't want it to end. And same goes for this one. I pick it up every once in a while and play a few levels. It's Katamari. You can't not smile and play Katamari. The music, you can't hear that music and not be like... Next is Immortals Phoenix Rising. I have not played it at all yet. I managed to snag it for quite a discount. I've been wanting to play it, so when it was at that sale price, I just had to pick it up. So here it is. It's like a Breath of the Wild clone. It looks cool. Why not? Next is BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. I mean, it's just an anime fighter. I got it for real cheap on a GameStop haul last year. It's got Persona characters in it, you know, as well as like the BlazBlue people, like this guy. You know him. Goku. Next we have Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. It's a game that I owned. I got it, I think, shortly after it came out, and then for some reason I traded it in and I felt like just a goof. So I picked it up again not too long ago for 15 bucks. No big loss there. This one, technically this one is beaten. It's Pokemon, again, Pokemon Sword. Technically it's beaten because I did beat the Elite Four in that game, or whatever that version's game of the Elite Four is called. The only thing is I never continued past that. The story does keep going. Spoilers for Pokemon Sword and Shield, I guess. The story keeps going, and, you know, I have yet to catch the box legendary. It was leading up to that, and then I was just kind of like, I don't want to play Pokemon right now. I should probably just get to the end of this one. This is Valkyria Chronicles 4. I have not played this game at all yet. I played the first one and I liked it. Played a little bit of the second one. I have that on the PSP. I like that too. But I have not played this one at all yet because it's another one of those games that I gotta be in the mood for. And so I realized recently that I've had this game for like 2 years. The reason I picked it up at the time was because I got the big box collector's edition, and if I can get a collector's edition of a game for cheap, I will. And I paid 30 bucks for that sucker. Big box, came with a tank, some other cool stuff, and the game, and so it's been like 2 years since I picked it up and I have yet to play it. It's fun to collect. Final Fantasy XII, The Zodiac Age. I played Final Fantasy XII on the PS2, never finished it. I got stuck at a boss fight, rage quit, traded it in, and I've always regretted that. But this is supposedly, I guess, a better version. I mean, it's a more HD version. They've changed some of the mechanics to make it better, I guess. And I got much further this time around, and I'm really enjoying it. I need to go back and finish this one. I'm doing it a disservice. Next, we have God Eater 3. It's like a fast-paced Monster Hunter clone. I kind of prefer these more fast-paced Monster Hunter clones to actual Monster Hunter. So, why not? It's got anime stuff, and you could fight big monsters. 10 out of 10. The Wonderful 101. I always wanted to play the Wii U version. I never did. I only played the demo, but I never picked up the actual game. So when the Kickstarter or whatever it was for the remaster for the Switch was announced, I was really close to paying the money to getting a physical copy back then, but I decided to hold off, and I'm glad I did because I only paid a little bit for it now, and it's in my collection. I'm probably going to play that one pretty soon. Up next is Azure Striker Gunvolt Striker Pack. This is the first and second game of the Azure Striker Gunvolt series. Getting hiccups right now in the middle of filming. Very cool. I have played quite a bit of the first game on the 3DS, but never finished it. Surprise! But when I saw that the collection was coming to the Switch, I ditched that 3DS version and was like, sign me up. And I still haven't finished it. Not even the first one. But I'm gonna go back to it. Mega Man 11 picked up because it was $10 and it's Mega Man. It's hard. I suck at Mega Man games. Sorry. Civilization 6 was actually in GameStop haul video that I did last year. I paid $6 for this, which is like a record low. And it was supposed to be pre-owned, but it arrived sealed. So it was basically, it was new. And I paid $6 for it. And that makes me a happy boy. Up next is Collection of Mana. I'm gonna get some flack for this, but you know, I never played... What is it? Sword of Mana? Never played it back in the day. Started to play it on here. Wasn't really digging it. Is that blasphemy? Is that controversy? I know somebody's going to get upset by that, like unreasonably, because gamers, but just wasn't feeling it. However, Trials of Mana, I was really enjoying. I did play quite a bit more, and I plan to keep playing that. I had a lot of fun with that. And I'm going to give Sword of Mana another try another day. It's just, it wasn't that day. Up next, we have another limited run game, that is Flinthook. If you have not played Flinthook, play Flinthook. If you like roguelites, you like Rogue Legacy, maybe you like Dead Cells, anything similar to that. If you have not heard of Flinthook, play Flinthook. You have a grappling hook that you shoot at different loops that you can use to just shoot around the level, and it's cool. It's got like this fun movement system. Play Flinthook. Up next is YuGiOh, Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. I did a review on this one. You can check that out. It's YuGiOh. It's fun. I still have the cards that came with it sealed, so that's nice. Up next is one of the newest additions to the collection and my first Nintendo Switch Steelbook, Persona 5 Strikers. A game that I was expecting to be just a Dynasty Warriors clone, like Hyrule Warriors and whatnot. It wasn't until after I started playing it that I realized it is very much not like Dynasty Warriors. It does have Musou-style combat, but it doesn't play like Dynasty Warriors where you're going around capturing points and holding them like a military operation thing. This game actually feels like Persona 5 with the cutscenes and the dialogue. The only difference really is the combat. At least that's the biggest difference. It's Persona, and the gang's all back together. It's great. Next is Owlboy. Haven't played it at all. Heard it was cool, so I wanted it. There it is. Next is Minecraft. It's Minecraft. It has crossplay, so I would literally sit here and play in handheld mode on my Switch while my wife was playing on the computer. We play together and build stuff. It's Minecraft. If you like Minecraft, I dropped the game. If you like Minecraft, it's Minecraft. If you don't like Minecraft, it's Minecraft. Dead Cells. I've talked about this a few times. It's fun. Go play it. Roguelite, Metroidvania style-ish game. It's not an actual Metroidvania, obviously, as I should have made clear in that Metroidvania video, and then everybody got salty, and then I was like, oh my gosh. Get over it. Sushi Striker, I picked up for $5 from Newegg like two years ago. It's a fun little game. It's like a simple little kind of puzzle game. You fight against other little anime characters by lining up same colored plates of sushi, and then you fling it at them. You're literally throwing plates of sushi at each other. It's a simple game. You can get it for cheap a lot of the times. I only paid $5 for it, so I was like, why not? And I already got $5 worth of fun just from playing it for a few hours. Starlink, Battle for Atlas. Yes, I have the physical version. It came with the ship and the figures and the little plastic weapons, and that whole thing only cost me $12, so of course I was going to pick it up. It's kind of like Star Fox. It has Star Fox in the Switch version, but it's not a Star Fox game. Only problem is you kind of have to buy characters and weapons like DLC, or just like go out and find the physical ships and guns if you want to. Not for me, thanks. I just popped the cartridge in and use all the digital stuff. Up next is Grip. It's a racing game. Don't know a lot about it. It was $5. I have driven around in it a little bit. Played a couple races. A little bit of combat racing. It's all right. And these next four are from a recent haul that I just got this past week or so. Didn't know there was going to be a haul video in this collection video, did ya? I snuck one in there for you. These are 4 games that I just picked up from GameStop. They're doing like a buy 5, get it half off on pre-owned games under 20 bucks. That's how I got a lot of these games, just because they do that a lot. First, we have Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition. This is the first and second games. I have the first game on the Vita, and I'm going to finish it on the Vita. Probably won't play it on the Switch version. I mainly got it for the second game and to have it in my collection because it's Digimon. Next, we have Marvel Superheroes 2. Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. I like Lego games sometimes, and I like Marvel. So, that's about it. Next, we have Resident Evil Triple Pack, JK. It's just Resident Evil 4, which I did not notice when I went to purchase it. Luckily, it was only like $8 after the discount, and I have been wanting to play Resident Evil 4. I mainly only bought this for Resident Evil 4. 5 and 6 were just going to be a bonus. Turns out, JK is just a download code that doesn't actually work because when I looked at the receipt, it said Resident Evil Triple Pack parenthesis Resident Evil 4 only. So literally the cartridge is just Resident Evil 4. So that's the situation with this one. Anyway, last but not least, Ni no Kuni, the first one. I played it for a bit on the PS3, and it was cool, but I was just getting back into JRPGs at the time, and I was not really feeling the grind back then. But since then, I have moved on, and I've played tons of JRPGs, and I actually played and finished the second Ni no Kuni last year. So I was like, okay, I'll pick up the first one, give it another go, and so I have. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my physical Nintendo Switch collection. 4 years of Nintendo Switch, 4-ish years of collecting games for the Nintendo Switch. It's been cool. It's been fun. I like the Nintendo Switch and I hope to keep collecting, but I'm cheap, and so I wait for the sales, I wait for the discounts, I get the pre-owned stuff. That's gonna do it for this. If you guys liked it, let me know in the comments, leave a like. I have a PS4 collection and a Vita collection that I might be able to do separate videos on if you guys want to see more of this kind of just casual looking at the games that I own thing. I know it's kind of a thing. I myself have watched people's collection videos, so I thought, hey, why not? If you guys are interested, if you guys have enjoyed this, maybe I'll do a PS4 collection and I'll do a Vita collection video someday. But until then, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.